Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Saturday, April 29th, 2023. I, of course, want to genuinely thank you so much for joining me for this reading. But as always, keep in mind it is general, and don't forget to hit that like button. But we're going to begin and pull from the wisdom of the Oracle deck and see what the day has in store for us. Okay, regeneration, TikTok, and never-ending story. It feels like there's an issue at hand or a repeating pattern, something of the sort. It could be an annoyance or frustration of some sort, a disturbance. However it applies to where you're living and or working, it could be a connection for you. It could be tied into your spirituality, how things are affecting you. Apply it to your situation, but they're saying this is being highlighted throughout the day because it won't change, or it's not meant to be perfect because either the universe is pushing you to reach for something better or more for yourself, or you're being reminded there is a switch up, an adjustment, a change, a removal of that person, place, situation, or aspect of that situation moving forward at a certain point. But it might not be when you expect or want. Anyways, I'm hearing eye on the clock. Eye on the clock. It's a day where it feels like time is ticking quite slowly. But there are moments where you'll look at the clock, see angel numbers. You'll look at the clock and realize that things are moving slowly. You might feel as if you only have a small window or a specific amount of time to get certain things accomplished, or one thing in particular. And so Spirit's saying, jump on it. All right, don't wait around, don't dilly-dally. But it might feel like a day where you just kind of feel mentally and focus-wise a bit all over the place. It's like, what do I want to do now? I kind of want to be here, want to be there. I want to do this, I want to do that. I kind of want to delay this, but then Spirit's going to push you not to do so. There might be something else that you need to delay. It feels like a bit of a kind of, again, all over the place, confusing kind of day. One where your emotions and certain difficulties, or one in particular, is taking a highlight for, I want to say, more than one reason. But there's a feeling as I'm drawn to what looks like a hot air balloon at the top of the clock. I'm getting the vibe of you just kind of wanting to float away, right? To the horizon, to a different world, a different place of residence, a different career choice for you. It could be you wrapped up with somebody, or a connection of some sort, and just kind of wanting to be elsewhere, right? It's a day where you're thinking about bettering your life. So don't be surprised if there are moments where, in the midst of regrowing something interesting, there's thoughts of regrowing things. Starting over comes to mind. You needing to heal at certain points, or the day as a whole. It's a Saturday where you will be thinking about where to go next. All right, this is inevitable and this is purposeful, but you might be feeling as if there's a focus on time and time again, something feeling like a pattern repeating. It's like, even though you're making the right choice for yourself, say, like me, for example, I choose a different living situation and it works out for me, I want to say like 90%, right? And then I always end up having at least one roommate that is not ideal for me, right? For one, if not multiple reasons. But Spirit's saying being one with the inner truth that may come to be, or just come back to you memory-wise throughout this day, or just will more so moving forward. As to why that's repeating, as to why that's happening, that'll benefit you greatly. Again, I feel like a lot drawn to the reading. Need inner peace, need peace in general, but Spirit's saying this peace doesn't have to look the same as it once did or is currently, or even how you're desiring it at this time moving forward. Because it feels like in certain ways, Spirit's saying there's true benefits to you living a life that feels fulfilling and thrilling in certain ways, but also peaceful at other moments, or tied up into it all the meanwhile. Does that make sense? But it feels like a day where you have to keep the hope alive, okay? As I'm being drawn to the dove. I also feel like you just need to recognize that you're doing the best you can. Okay, however that comes through for you. Let's continue and pull some tarot. Bear with me. You might find yourself cleaning up, organizing throughout this day, wanting things to sort of line up for you easily. I do feel like the struggle from the past might take a highlight. What else do we have for Saturday? The Four of Wands. Yeah, I do feel as if you need to recognize that things are falling into place. It's this feeling that some drawn to the reading, like myself, it's like you acquire what you want, you acquire what you need, right? At least for the most part, or just in one, if not multiple specific ways, scenarios. And then it's like you quite instantly, or just after a period of time, or occasionally, then desire something completely different or just more for yourself. And I feel like that may be tied into certain frustrations, difficulties, imperfections, right? Reminders, if you will, things you're drawn to watch and observe, notice. And I feel like this is purposeful. Again, I feel like a lot drawn to the reading are being pushed by the universe, by their spirit guides, to just reach for more than you have at this time and have acquired. Rewinding back. There's no need to settle, but I do feel like you might be thinking about how something might be out of reach, what you need to get done, acquire, accomplish before that comes to be. So it feels like one specific goal might be coming to mind, right? Taking a focus. What you watch, observe, notice throughout this day is of true importance. I do feel like you're going to be utilizing music at one, if not multiple points throughout this day to soothe the soul, is what I'm getting, okay? Or just to get that release, to feel better about what's at hand, to potentially have that escape. There's also a focus at one point on the time of a song, right? Say you're listening to it on your phone or whatever the case may be, could be on your computer. The time stamp for that specific song. Okay, that's of importance. Could be an angel number or something else of importance for you. They're saying also when you see certain numbers, right? It doesn't have to just be on the clock or just when you're listening to music or something of the sort, or even when you're recording. Say price tag, stuff of that nature, anywhere, right? I see it on boxes and stuff of that nature. And I'm hearing bottle. But also, I just feel like you need to remember to trust your intuition, whether it's more so an angel number or a spiritual number, because the meanings do differ from number to number. Okay. All right, we have 4 more cards, actually 5. The Lovers and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, there's a choice to make in regards to where you're feeling limited, trapped. I do feel like there's natural reflecting taking place, either in a similar sense in comparison to Friday or just in a completely different way or slightly different way. Anyways, I do feel like you are an inspirational, passionate, they're saying badass kind of vibe, right? Somebody who just reaches for what they want and at times does behind the scenes or within question whether or not they're making the right choices, or just questioning whether or not something's going to work out. But I do feel like it's a day that reminds you of times that you have trusted your intuition. Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it worked out in general, right? Even if it was more so you just needing to make that choice that felt like a mistake or just a slip up or didn't end up completely or at all in your favor, but was guiding you towards something else that you wouldn't have selected if you didn't make that choice in between. Does that make sense? Or choices. It reminds you that everything leads to who and what you're meant to be wrapped up with, period. All right, I feel like fame is coming to mind for some, whether it's somebody else and or yourself. I do feel like you are just being thoroughly guided throughout this day, where when you recognize or remember your true worth at a certain point, don't forget it, right? This is going to be key for you when it comes to certain meetings of importance with strangers moving forward, when it comes to reaching for new opportunities, new doors opening, and when it comes to having, they're saying, a successful dating life, all right, a successful relationship moving forward, regardless of what your status is at this time. But the King of Wands, the Sun card, and the Magician, there's a boldness about the energy that's being guided to this reading. I feel like spiritually, your energy being drawn to this reading, my energy, it feels like we're all connected, okay? You're going to feel one with spirit at a certain point, if not the whole day all together. It feels like it's a day that also reminds you you're manifesting. So what you focus on, what you align yourself with, right? What you actually believe is going to happen, don't be surprised when that comes to be, for the positive or for the negative, right? And so I feel like you're also remembering, if you look at his hood there, the possibilities are endless for you at this time and moving forward. I do feel like it's a day where your clothing choice or choices will take a highlight. as a reminder why you made a change, okay? Or a reminder why you want to change moving forward, or of how you're changing within. It could be more than one of what I mentioned, but it feels like you do, resemble, embody a true level of confidence, or at least partially, that inspires other people, that will draw in attention and help you acquire what you're meant for more so moving forward. It feels like you're being reminded that certain endings from the past, again, have led you to where you are and are helping you get towards more for yourself moving forward, more accurate situations. But I feel like it's like you can't sort of put your finger on why something didn't work out, or why it came to an end the way it did. But Spirit's saying sometimes not having full clarity on why something is no longer in your situation, in your life, is not a bad thing, right? At times we just need to keep it, they're saying trucking, moving along, right? And accept that if that clarity is meant to come in, it will, right? But it might be a day where you just need to kind of, as I'm drawn to the lion here and the regeneration card, dig for that inner strength, right? That courage that lies within to do what's right for you. I just saw 11:11 and 11:12 on the timestamp. All right. It's a day that reminds you of what you're made out of, how far you've come, and how much further you're meant to go moving forward. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Definitely go enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you next time.